when I'm speaking to a Marketo admin or an Eloqua admin or some of these really brilliant people, they're like, I already have email validation. And I want to kind of get to the root of what are you getting out of the box with a marketing automation, and how can you improve upon that by adding in, you know, what I consider is the most economical data value you can almost purchase in B2B, B2C marketing, which is email verification from an actual service. Can you give us the differences and how you can benefit from, what this yes no in these marketing systems is and what you get in terms of the granularity from your service?
Yeah, definitely. So let's start with some of the systems, the other systems, not a verification software like ZeroBounce. What we've seen is that they say they have verification or validation, and what we have identified is that they are mainly using other mailers on their platform, maybe some of their bounces, to kind of create a storage facility of that and look at some sort of bounce codes on that. It's okay. I mean, you'll get some benefit to it. I don't want to be ignorant and say that there's no value to that. But the difference is that it doesn't give you don't have any control over that, right? You have no influence, you have no say whether that email bounced because the mailbox was full at that time. That could be an example, right? Where it bounced. And now we can come back and say, hey, you know what? The guy cleaned up his inbox, is accepts mail again. You should send him email. And obviously he just checked it, right? And so where that gray area really comes into play is allowing you to control what happens with your business versus somebody else. And so an invalid, that's pretty straightforward. There's no mailbox. Either you want to seek an alternative or wipe the record if that's all you have, right? But when we start talking about all the gray area with catch-alls, which is something we're really passionate about, and just for anybody who's not sure what a catch-all is, it's a setting on the domain for a mail admin that would set up the email on a domain. They would configure a catch-all, which basically says any mail that comes to the server, accept it, and once you accept it, we'll either route it to a person, which you don't know who that is, or we'll bounce it after the fact. And so, there's good emails in there and there's bad emails. And ZeroBounce has been able to develop, again, a proprietary algorithm that we are doing email scoring on that to boost confidence levels on the emails that we think have activity based on the data and things that we can get access to. So having those type of granular decisions, well, the granular detail so that you can make informed decisions about your database or your customers is just really important. And I would never really leave that up to a machine that has no idea what you do as a business. And I can give you another example of this. So we also are able to identify known complainers. So these are the people that will mark your emails as spam. And I get a question from this all the time. We have people that just send transactional emails and they're like, hey, should I remove the complainers? And I would just say, well, do they expect your emails or not? And he's like, well, these are transactional emails. I'm sending receipts. I'm sending updates on a profile. And I said, well, then that's a decision that I would probably say, yeah, it's probably safe to send to them. If you are somebody that is cold mailing and you've never sent an email to this person before in your life, and now you're going to blast them with your promotion or your product or whatever it might be, and I'm not against that. However, I wouldn't send it to a complainer. I can tell you that much. That's a very, very easy and clear path of where you as a business get to make some decisions. So you don't want to send to a complainer if they're not expecting your mail. They're going to mark you as spam, and you're just going to start falling off the cliff. But on the other side, if you can remove those people, you have much less known people marking you as spam, and so you might be able to get to inbox better as a result of that. So yeah, you definitely want control of your data is the best way that I can describe that. And what those other companies are doing is I think a little bit of fluff. And so even a lot of these major ESPs and the large companies doing the sending actually refer ZeroBounce, and they say, hey, we have to suspend your account until you go to ZeroBounce. And I've seen these messages. They don't say go find email verification. They say go to ZeroBounce. And so it makes us super proud as a company, and it just also shows that the ESPs know that our quality is very good, and what their reputation's at stake too, right? So they want to make sure that their customers are using, high quality platforms with great results. And again, you get to make the decision. So usually it's super important.